Hello, and welcome to the disassembly video of the 04 D140 diaphragm pump. Displayed here is the diaphragm pump disassembled in its entirety. To perform the disassembly, we will need the following tools: a tabletop vise, small and standard size flat blade screwdrivers, small picks, a needle nose pliers, a socket ratchet with extension, a 5mm and 6mm Allen wrench socket adapter or standard Allen wrenches, a 2.5mm Allen wrench, a medium adjustable wrench, rubber mallet, a cantilever clamp, and a small slide hammer. To begin, we will remove the upper outlet manifolds using a 5mm Allen wrench or socket adapter as we are using here. Once the screws are removed, lift off the manifold and set aside. You will notice the ball cage is showing at the top of the side plates. Flip the pump over and we will now remove the bottom inlet manifold using the same 5mm Allen wrench. Once removed, you can see the size difference of the inlet depth compared to the outlet. This is due to the bottom plate alignment. We will now remove the plates from both sides of the pump. We will use a 6mm Allen to remove the bolts. Once all bolts are removed, take the plate off of the pump. You can see the top of the plate has the cage showing and the bottom has the ball. Next, you may need something to help pry the diaphragm. Then grab a hold and unscrew from the shaft. The diaphragm assembly will then come off. It may take some effort, so we recommend using gloves with good grip. Moving to the other side, use the same 6mm Allen to remove that plate. Again, the bottom has the ball showing and the top has the cage. You will notice the diaphragm and the support plate will come together. The assembly may be difficult to remove. If so, this is where a cantilever clamp may be placed on the shaft from the other side. This will help to secure in removing the diaphragm more easily. To remove the balls, seats, and cages from the side plates, go from the inside and begin with the bottom. Using your finger, push up from the port, forcing the internal parts up and free from the body. You will have the seat, ball, and spring, and the cage. Set them aside. Then, using a small blade screwdriver or pick, remove the outer seal ring and the inner and outer rings from the seat along with the cage ring. Do not worry about damaging the seals, as we will replace them during the reassembly of the pump. Moving to the top side, use a pick or small screwdriver to remove the outer seal. You can again use your finger to push out the parts from the underside. The ball, spring, and cage should all easily come out. The seat may take a little more effort, but should eventually slide out. Using the small driver or picks, you can easily remove the seals from the parts. To begin removing the outer body cover, we will need to use an adjustable wrench to loosen and remove the air inlet valve. Once removed, set it aside. Then turn over the pump, and there will be 4 small screws holding the outer cover onto the base. Using a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench, loosen and remove all 4 of the screws. Once removed, you can remove the outer shell and set it aside. Underneath will be 3 foam pieces, 2 long and 1 short. The 2 longer pieces are tucked in on the sides, while the shorter is tucked into the top. Remove all 3 pieces. Then you will loosen and remove the muffler by unscrewing. Next, we will need to remove the stand and the bottom plate. Using a 5 millimeter Allen wrench, remove the 4 bolts from the bottom and set the stand aside. Then take a 6 millimeter Allen and loosen and remove all 6 bolts connecting the base plate to the body. Once the plate is removed, you will see a cover plate along with 2 base plate O-rings that can be removed with the small driver or picks. Now removing the shuttle valve housing. Using a pick, reach down and pull up on the ceramic top plate. It has 3 port O-rings. The one in the middle is larger than the 2 side rings. You can use a driver or pick to remove them. Next, pull out the plastic valve and set aside. Removing the entire housing from the body, we will need to use a slide hammer. These can be purchased with adaptable ends that can be used to hook underneath the shuttle shaft. For this video, we designed our own slide hammer with a curved end to help cup the shaft. Once you have the end under the shaft, use the hammer to pop out the housing, which is secured by an outer housing seal. With the housing out of the body, you can push the piston from the inside to push out the piston end caps on both sides, including the piston itself. Once the parts are removed, there are seals on both caps and the piston that can be removed with the driver or picks. There are also O-rings on the outer and inside of the housing that can be removed. Again, don't worry about damaging the seals, as they will be replaced during the rebuild. For removing the internal plate, the inner shaft control valve, and the lateral jump valves, we will start by using a needle nose plier to reach down and pull out the ceramic plate. There is an air pilot O-ring that sits down in the port. It has come out with the plate here. There is also a seal down in the groove under the plate. These can be removed with the pick. The control valve has also come out with the plate. This usually sits down inside on top of the spring like so. Using the pliers, you can pull the valve and the spring out from the body. There is a latching element that is on the shaft, but we must remove the lateral jump valves and springs from both sides before we are able to remove it. To do this, you must turn the housing to one side. Using a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench, unscrew the 4 screws holding the outer plate. Then remove the 2 springs inside the jump valve and the valve itself, then set aside. There is a seal under the plate that can also be removed using a pick. You will do exactly the same for the other side lateral valve assembly. At the bottom of the pump body, there are 2 O-rings, one large and one small. There are the exact same O-rings on the bottom of the intermediate plate. These can be removed using the pick or a driver. Once removed, you can use a 6 millimeter Allen wrench to remove the 6 bolts from the intermediate plate. Once removed, pull the plate off of the body. There is a white inner shaft bushing that cannot be removed, along with the shaft seal O-ring and an outer housing O-ring that can be removed using a driver or pick. With the plate removed, you can now remove the large piston and shaft assembly. Using a rubber mallet and socket with extension, you can drive the shaft and piston out of the housing. You will need a second pair of hands for this step. With the piston assembly now removed from the housing, you can see the same white bushing and inner shaft seal on the body as was on the intermediate plate. Next, we will place the piston assembly in a table vise. We are using brass clamp covers on this vise to ensure there is no damage to the piston shaft while holding it. The shaft comes in 2 pieces, well secured to the piston plate. Note, we do not recommend removal of this shaft, as it is tightened very well and removal may cause damage to the shafts. There are 4 seals on the piston, 2 inner and 2 outer seals. Using the flat blade screwdriver, remove the inner seal flap. Then using 2 small flat blades, pry the outer seal ring outward by getting under the seal. Then take a standard size screwdriver and work it under and slowly move it around, then pry it off the groove. Do not worry about damage, as we will also replace these seals during the rebuild. Next, turn the assembly over in the vise and repeat the exact same steps to remove the opposite seals. This will conclude the disassembly video for the 04 D140 diaphragm pump. Thank you for viewing.